What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Of course, I'm your host, Brandon Blakeney, aka Brandon Lee TV. Back at it again with another banger, my friends. So kick back, relax, and come take a ride with me.
You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
So we got some updates on two of the top teams in the country. First off, we know I did the recap. South Carolina went and smacked ECU over the weekend. And Coach Don Staley had called out her vets, specifically Raven Johnson, Sanaya Fagan, and Bree Hall. They have answered the call, especially Bree Hall. And we got an update from Don Staley talking about how she feels like Bree Hall will up her draft stock for the 2025 WNBA draft after her best shooting performance on the season so far, the young season, shooting 2 of 4 from 3, scoring double digits for the first time, looking like her national championship self. LSU still playing somewhat of a soft schedule. They blew the doors off of Troy, but they are still being tested in ways. Coach Kim Mulkey straight up called out her guards after they committed 21 turnovers in this contest. You gotta squeeze the basketball, young ladies. What is going on? But man, I just gotta say before we get into it, shout out to y'all just showing so much love, so much support. Make sure y'all hit that subscribe button, comment, like, share, all that good stuff.
I mean, they're just like you're pressing. I mean, it's not, you get straight to the point. Like, relax. You gotta take the shots. You gotta take the shots that you take in practice without getting sped up. If you're taking your normal, your normal, like catch and shoot shot, she's good. Like she's more than efficient. When she gets sped up and start shooting faster, all the motions are faster. She's not very efficient. It's simple. Like the shots that she took today were perfect shots for her. So she was 2 for 4. I mean, if she can be 2 for 4 for the rest of the season, increases her chances of being a pro, increases her stock. So she just plays like she plays today, which was great on both sides of the basketball. I think she'll get a lot more confident and a lot less pressing in situations that, doesn't really cause for her to press because shot clock's good. She's playing with floor spacers. Like, she's going to have the space to do some things out there. She just has to exhale.
Strong words from Don Staley. And you look at it, man. Last season, Breezy was she was scoring 9.2 points a game, averaging 2.9 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and was shooting over 44% from the field. And you look at it this year, man. Before this game against ECU, her shooting percentages were down across the board. Now we see she's back up to 38.5% shooting after going 2 for 4. The field goal percentage dropped from 44% to 40%. But like we mentioned, man, she had a breakout game and really looked like herself against ECU. She slowed down, like Don Staley said, took a breath, got it together, went 2 of 4 from 3. Scored 10 points, 2 assists, 6 rebounds in 28 minutes of play. And Hall is a 3-and-D player. She's been taking a lot of criticism from the staff as well as from just the fan base because she has looked like a shell of herself. Still out there making defensive plays, but they really rely on her three-point shooting along with her defense. Before this game, it hadn't been there. She looked flustered. She was turning the basketball over. She was letting other opposing guards speed her up, and she just wasn't making the best decisions. Like Dawn said, she wasn't being efficient at that time. But against ECU, it seems like she found her rhythm, and that's what these games can do to benefit teams. I know we talked about LSU having a weaker schedule, but when you play teams of a lower competition level, it gives you a chance to figure some things out. That's what LSU is doing. That's what Bree Hall is doing for South Carolina. With such a deep team, it can be anybody's night. There's a lot of mouths to feed. And Bree Hall really hasn't been mentioned in any mock drafts. But I think just if she continues to shoot the basketball the way she does and defend, she's going to find her way on the WNBA roster. She's going to benefit somebody with her size, her length, her three-point percentage, her shooting, being able to space the floor, being able to take pressure off of primary ball handlers at the next level, being able to strap up and take on the opposition's top opposing scoring threat on the perimeter. Bree Hall is definitely a WNBA level player, and it's nice to see her clicking again on all cylinders. I think this is just the beginning for her. She'll continue to find her rhythm and get back into her true form, because she is a hooper. But when you got so many mouths to feed, so much talent, hey, man, it can be overwhelming at times. And we know South Carolina's going to get everybody's best shot. Do I see her going in the first round? I don't know. That is yet to be seen. But I do think she finds a role. Even if it's second round, even if it's an undrafted rookie, she signs a free agent deal. She is definitely a player that is capable of helping somebody win some games at the next level. Staying with the SEC, we mentioned Kim Mulkey. Calling out her guards, man. They got a blowout win, but the perimeter scoring, the bench scoring, and the turnovers are a serious issue right now.
Well, Cheyenne has college experience. This is her last year, and I get that it's the hardest position on the floor to play. It's like the quarterback in football. The point guard's got to know everybody. You got to run the show. You got to point your fingers. You got to correct them. You got to get them going. That's a lot to ask for a new player. And yet at the same time, you got to produce while you're out there. What is producing? 2-to-1 assist to turnover ratio. Hit a few shots. Get to the foul line. Do something. And I think that Poa's been in the system now. She knows what to expect. Poa didn't score from the field either, but she took 3 or 4 charges. In fact, I think the only perimeter sub that scored was Jada, if I remember the stat sheet. So we gotta make sure they understand this is something you gotta do every day. You can't just turn it on and off. And it's hard. It's not easy, particularly when you got the ball in your hands.
Now, LSU won this game handedly, 98-59. Flau'jae Johnson continues to look like a Player of the Year candidate. Had 27 points, 5 assists, team high, and 9 rebounds, second behind Anissa Morrow. The other half of their dynamic duo, Anissa Morrow, had 23, 2 assists, and 13 rebounds to lead the team by a wide margin in 29 minutes. Flau'jae played 33 minutes. These two are already it's no secret they were going to be heavily relied upon, but we are definitely seeing it now that they are going to be heavily relied on to carry this team, man. They've waited their turn, and it's finally their team. Flau'jae Johnson, I don't know if it's the addition of Simone Augustus, but she has continued to just play at an entirely different elite level that we haven't seen her do since her time at LSU. She's had some great games. She's had some elite moments, but it has all come together for Flau'jae Johnson, man. I told y'all before the season she was looking different in the exhibitions and looked like she would be in the running for Player of the Year. She's absolutely playing great basketball, and she's proven she can be that lead guard if they need her to be that top playmaker. Looking at it, Michaela Williams had 14 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds. Jersey Wolfenbarger, her best game in an LSU jersey, 12 points in 15 minutes at 6'4", 6'5". Versatile forward, can play outside, can hit the three, can handle the basketball, can get it off the dribble. They can unlock her potential. There's a lot of untapped talent with Wolfenbarger with her size and her skill set. Last year, Poa made her debut, 1 point, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 14 minutes of play. Jada Richard, 8 points, 1 assist, 1 rebound for her. But looking at the bench, didn't give them a whole lot. Outside of Wolfenbarger and, Samaya Smith is going to do her thing, 9 points, 8 rebounds. She's typically a starter with this group, and she will continue to be a big part of what they're doing. Kaylin Gilbert got more minutes, but, you look at it, Cheyenne Day Wilson, 0 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds in 16 minutes. Kaylin Gilbert, another transfer they brought in, 1 point, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, which is a little troubling because they really are going to need to rely on her being a spark plug off the bench, making some shots. She was a bucket at Arizona, so you definitely want to see her get more into a rhythm. They're still waiting to get Miracle Shepherd back as well, who I think could be the best perimeter defender next to Flau'jae Johnson on this team, but the bench did not give them a whole lot of production in the backcourt. And that definitely could be trouble, man, because this is a team that is going to rely on their perimeter players. This is a team that is going to need to make jump shots, and they shot 48.4% from the field, most of those coming in the lane, and then they got 32 points, a third of their points from the free throw line. Now, they did well attacking the cup and getting fouled, but they left they left 12 free throws at the line, I'm just saying. 4 of 11 from 3, 36.4%. They dominate the glass 54-39. But you look at it, 19 assists compared to 21 turnovers. They had one less turnover than Troy in this contest. A sloppy play, drop passes, guards gambling, just being careless with the basketball. And, you're not going to beat anybody that's relevant with 21 turnovers. They got to clean it up. It was very long stretches of just sloppy basketball from LSU, and we saw them struggle at times to just control the tempo of this game, to control the pace, to control the basketball, man. And Coach Kim Mulkey was letting them hear about it, rightfully so. Now, LSU is far from a finished product. I think they will definitely compete for an SEC title. I think they have a chance to make the Final Four. They have a really good team. I think they have a better team than they did last year. They're deeper, but they need that bench production to really, really step up, because it can't all fall on Flage and Anissa Morrow or Michaela Williams. That is an incredible big three that will rival any big three in the league, but you're not going to beat a team like South Carolina or USC or Texas or anybody like that, or Notre Dame with just 3 players. So LSU definitely got to step it up. They're doing what they're supposed to do, pounding these teams out, but 21 turnovers is definitely something to worry about, man. They need Lastier Poa to get back right and to really just be the lead guard for this team. Like Mulkey said, she knows the system. She's been around. She realizes the expectations. She needs to be that calming presence. She needs to be the primary ball handler aside from Flage Johnson on this team, man. They got to give Morrow and Flage some help. And, but speaking of help, man, they got some reinforcements. I'm not going to go too deep into the recruiting class. LSU currently has the number 1 class. They have 4 top 30 players coming in next season in the class of 2025. We know they missed out on a lot of 5-stars in the 2024 class. Joyce Edwards, they missed out on Jelani Cambridge. They missed out on Sarah Strong. They're missing out on Aaliyah Chavez. They might have took that off her back because she was asking for that meal. That's crazy, but they missed out on a lot, and then they come back with a bang with 2025. Coach Kim Mulkey was firing off at the haters.
So if you want to criticize us for not signing a 5-player, well, go find me one to recruit. They don't make them very often. So we signed Devine, can play the point, can play the off guard. We signed Big Z from Kentucky, big guard, can post you up, can rebound, and then you add Grace to the mix. She's more of a Morrow type, just a hard nose, hard to keep her off the boards. And then you add Bella, who can shoot the 3 ball. Comes from a winning program in the summer. They won just about everything with Cy-Fair, and we're excited about those guys. 3 of the 4 came on an official visit together, and we got all 3 of them. And we're always recruiting, guys. You never stop recruiting. Sadly, the recruiting now is you got to wait till the end of the season to see who stays, who goes, and who's in the portal. And that never has been like that till here of late and recently.
All right, thank you, guys.
She's really bolstered this backcourt, man. She's got the number 6 player in the nation, Grace Knox, coming in. Zakiya Johnson, who's a straight dog. Devine Burridge, one of the smoothest buckets in this class. And Bella Hines, a knockdown shooter. As she mentioned, all these ladies in this class. That's going to be special, and they might not be done yet. So LSU definitely getting it done on the recruiting trail. Even if Flage Johnson, which is something to watch, if she decides to go to the WNBA draft early, she will be rightfully so, because she looks like she's absolutely ready. They do have plenty of reinforcements to fill that production coming in. Coach Kim Mulkey has 2 number 1 classes in her short tenure at LSU. She's proven she's one of the best recruiters in the nation. She's fiery. She's hard to say no to. And if they get you on campus, it's a good chance that you're going to be signing with the Bayou Bengals. But LSU's had tremendous success, and I think Kim Mulkey's doing a fine job on the recruiting trail, retaining players for the most part. They did lose several, but they brought in more talent to replace. They definitely upgraded this roster. It'll be exciting to see. LSU has Tulane next, so still going to be a little while before we see them play a ranked team, but I'm impressed with what I've seen so far. They definitely got to control the turnovers, but Coach Kim Mulkey's got this program rolling, and it's going to be exciting to see as they continue to build for the future. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comments. Holler at me, talk to me. That's a wrap for us. For all the latest and the greatest, I am Brandon Blakeney, a.k.a. Brandon Lee TV. Until next time, we out.